Merry Christmas. Today I want to talk about my favorite version of A Christmas Carol, starring George C. Scott. Now, you all know the story, I don't need to go into details. This one, from what I understand, was a TV movie, and although technically, and even for the most point from an acting standpoint, is this the best adaptation? No, but George C. Scott is one of my favorite actors of all time, and he was a perfect choice for Ebenezer Scrooge, which is not an easy role to play. You have to have a good range because you have to believably be this crotchety, perpetually angry old man, but when he gets visited by the three spirits, especially the first two, you also have to be able to believably convey those little bursts of emotions, like with the Ghost of Christmas Past, where he's seeing memories from his past and he's either noticeably a little sad, or even when he points out, oh, that kid had good friends, and he brings up the books he read and the spirits like they're not real. He's like, Robinson Crusoe, not real, and you can still tell he still has a great deal of passion for literature, and these books actually mean something to him, or how when he doesn't get to spend that much time at home, you can see he's noticeably sad about the memory or how much he cared about his sister, or how happy he is to remember some of the better memories of his youth, or even the Christmas at the Cratchit House when he just shows concern for Tiny Tim and asks the spirit, will the kid live? And he gets his words thrown back at him, but it comes out as believable that, yeah, this man isn't the horrible person he is on the surface. Underneath that, he still has better qualities. He just ignores them. And this is really a character's journey and reflection on his life, to see the bad decisions he's made, to see where he's pushed important people out of his life, and to see where it could lead him. It's a great, just Christmas story. If I had to pick a best version, I might say the one with Alistair Sim, but this is still my favorite. And the acting does range. There's some hit or miss stuff, there's some good stuff. Like the actor that plays Tiny Tim, his performance most of the time does feel wooden, but when you look at his reactions, you can actually see the joy in his face, or the determination that, yeah, one day I'm going to get better, so there still are good qualities there. The relationship between Scrooge and Fred, his nephew, which is one of the key parts of the story, was done really well in it. When he comes to spend Christmas with Fred, it's a suspiciously heartwarming moment where he does apologize. He comes to meet Fred's wife, and it's a great transformation, and you can't help but smile at seeing what he has become. And again, it's masterfully portrayed by George C. Scott. Just a great actor. Back in the day, if you cast George C. Scott in your movies, you couldn't go wrong. You were going to get a great performance. He's one of those actors was one of those actors like Peter Cushing that no matter what the role was, how stupid it could be or outlandish the plot, it could be the worst movie ever and he would still play it like it's Oscar material. Interestingly enough, George C. Scott, this is a fun trivia for the type of person he was not a fan of General Patton, but when he took the role of Patton, he was able to step aside from that, and he was pretty adamant. He wanted a portrayal of Patton that could both appeal to the pro and anti-Patton people. He wanted to portray the full-rounded man, not just his opinion of him. And when he won the Oscar for the role, he didn't accept it because he didn't think acting should be a competition. So, by all accounts, a pretty well-rounded individual and a great choice. He does play the bitter, crotchety old man really well, and the transformation, it's one of the more believable portrayals of the transformation from that to the kind-hearted old man we see at the end of the movie. All three of the spirits do their job really well, and I even like how the Ghost of Christmas Past is, she'll interact with him. She's a little more patient and understanding, but she can be sarcastic with him from time to time, where the Ghost of Christmas Present is just straightforward with him. He'll snap at Scrooge at the drop of the hat, which I think is a nice thing. Like, it shows how the past has more of a bittersweetness to it for Scrooge, where just the fact that the Ghost of Christmas Present snaps at him more, it's like kind of a representation of what the present is for him, and it's not really that pleasant. And then we have the Ghost of Future, which doesn't say a word and just shows him what could happen, and I like that. And it's even in the story that ghost doesn't speak because, the future's unknown, and I like that unknowable aspect that we don't get to know that spirit. I'm going to give this film an A+. Like I said, even though it's flawed, it's my favorite version of The Christmas Carol. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Over and out.